Hey, good morning. Y'all know what it is. First Formation Morning Sports Talk. So come on, fall in with us. It's me, your boy Trey, my man Bishop. We got Coach Cal from the JBSA Sam Houston military team. We got BJ Bradford. It's the show. It's up. We lit. Bishop, what's good with you, bro?
WGO. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Hey, it's Friday. It's the weekend. You ain't got no job. Come on, Craig. Let's go get. No, we ain't gonna do that. But anyway, hopefully y'all having a great Friday, man. Hopefully y'all going into y'all weekend to enjoy a great weekend. We definitely about to talk sports, fall in to formation, and let's get it, man. We got two guests on our show today, Coach Conley. How you say that? I don't want to
Conliffe.
Conliffe.
Conliffe and BJ
Yep.
Bradford, man. We appreciate y'all coming on the show. Man, if y'all got any questions for them, please leave them in the comments so we can get this thing underway. Trey, how was your Thursday?
It was all right, man. It opened the sky opened up around these parts. I think you talked about it
Mm,
yesterday. It started coming from San Antonio, and then
yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
expect it to hit here in
we
Louisiana.
had some major night before Wednesday night. It came down pretty tough.
Yeah,
Pretty tough.
yeah. Same here. So, in of course, it was a good thing. We didn't have softball last night, so it was seamlessly. Uh, I miss, bruh. I, I don't eat pork. And for those that don't know, I don't eat pork. I don't eat pork. I don't eat seafood either. So
Mm,
there you go
I'm gonna
with
leave that
that.
alone though.
So last night I called myself, say, trying to do what everyone does for Cinco de Mayo. I love Hispanic Mexican food.
Oh yeah, man!
Yeah,
Shout out to Cinco de Mayo yesterday. We sure
yeah,
forgot about that. It
yeah.
was
So
Cinco de Mayo
I
yesterday.
went. Matter of fact, it's a good thing you just said that. It's something I got to do. But I went to try to go get me some tacos, man. So of course I'm looking for steak tacos. If I'm going to a restaurant, I don't want ground beef. I could do that at home. I could do steak at home either. But I'm just saying I don't want that. I go try to get me a taco. The lady is like, "Oh, baby, we ain't got no more steak." I was like, "You know what? I don't even want it." I just left. I walked out. I didn't even want it. I
I
came
mean,
home
why
and made a
not though?
sandwich.
You do know it was Cinco de Mayo, so I mean, it's a
So
possibility, a great possibility that steak tacos were probably gonna be sold out in a lot of
so
places.
I get that. So let me lay the groundwork right quick before we can get started. So the best tacos that I've seen here in Fort Polk or in around Fort Polk in the Leesville area is at a place, and BJ might know. It's called Mud Bugs. It's a
Indeed,
crawfish. It's a crawfish place. So
and they sell tacos.
hold up,
Nope.
hold up.
Listen, it's limited
First of
options
all,
down there.
I'm
Don't do
not
that.
about to eat at no spot called Mud Bugs. I'm just telling you right now, I'm not. That's not me.
So it's but Mud Bugs. That's what
That's
they
where you
call.
messed up initially, going
That's
to
what they
eat
call.
at something called Mud Bugs. But anyway,
That's what the crawfish is called in the Noya. I mean,
I know
in the
what it means.
Calio
Yeah,
state.
I get it.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I go there to get the tacos, bro. And it's a place inside Mud Butts called King of Tacos. So
Oh,
that's what I was going to get, and they didn't have any steak tacos. And I was like, so I just grabbed a couple of shrimp tacos from a couple of chicken tacos for the fam, and I bounced. And I was like, I'm good. I was like, I'll eat me
wait.
a
You said
sandwich.
you grabbed a couple of shrimp
Not for
tacos?
me, not for me.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
and that was it. So, but
So
I
you
digress.
couldn't also jump on the chicken wagon?
I eat chicken. What's good, Key? What's good, Key?
What up, Key?
I eat chicken, but I had my mouth set for steak. That's what I wanted.
Okay,
Because like I
that
said,
makes sense.
they have the better steak tacos around here. Like we got a spot called El Patillo here, Festival Tacos, and a couple. But they're saying it's a certain cut of steak I like when they do cut the steak. And yeah, I'm very particular at sometimes. But in any case, Coach Cal, BJ, what's good with y'all, man? How are you doing
Yes,
this morning?
sir. Good, good. I'm
So
chilling, man.
if y'all what y'all don't know is what y'all do know is like back in the day, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I used to help co-own a team in the MLB, which is the minor league basketball association, called the Lake Charles Imperials. And so during this time frame, which I was had the Lake Charles Imperials, we would play against teams all across the Texas area. Of course, if y'all know Kim Green's been on the show a couple of times. She had a team called the North Texas. North Texas Saints. And then Ryan Johnson, who was up in JBSA or up in the San Antonio area, had a team called the Alamo City Aztecs, in which that's how insert Coach Cal, in which, hey, Bishop, like, in the entrepreneur world, of course, we know you got to do everything for the most part to get things up and running. So yes, I was an owner. I coached. I had to coach a little bit, and at times I had to watch the table. Of course, do the like what I do now. You know what I'm saying, and you talk about officiating, Bishop. How you talk about how you get the snake eyes sometimes and stuff like this. You would not believe how many times Coach Cal gave me the stink eye when I was doing the table, because he thought I was pistol whipping. Like, that's one thing I don't do, even if it's with my people. I don't cheat, because I don't like to sit up and be seen like, oh, y'all had to cheat to get what you got. I can't stand that. So that's not my style. But Coach Cal, man, I'll be sitting up and I put the score up. I'm paying attention to the official. If I see the official hand do what he do, I sit up and mark the score. So I'm looking over to the side, and I see Coach Cal sitting on the bench, annotating the scores, and he's looking at me like, "Hey, man, you get the point." I'm like, Coach, the official, the referee. That's where I'm at for. So, you know what I'm saying. But in case, Coach Cal, go ahead and formally introduce yourself, sir.
All right, yeah. So my name is Coach Calvin Conliffe from Dallas, Texas. Retired Air Force, did 20 years. Stationed in Charleston, South Carolina, Valdosta, Georgia, Moody Air Force Base, Langley, Virginia, and then I finished up my career in San Antonio for like 10 years. And during those 10 years, I'll say like 2 or 3 years I played, and then the rest of it was all coaching.
Mm.
And then, of course, BJ Bradford, I let him explain himself, but he was one of my former players, and he also helped me out on the sidelines as well, coaching.
Okay, Mr. Bradford, please, you know what I'm saying, give us get the 411, sir.
BJ Bradford, still active duty in Army. Mr. Bishop said I ain't got no job. I'm at my job with the uniform on, you can see. But I'm still going. I'm going pretty strong. If I had to describe myself, I would say I'm the Emmanuel Acho of military basketball. You don't care who I am. I'm better than you, but I might not be the best on the team. I've been at Fort Polk, Fort Campbell, Fort Eustis, Fort Sam. I played for Fort Lee for a bit. A few games with Fort Belvoir, Fort Benning. Military basketball has been great for me as a person and as a soldier. So I'm still here. And when my knees gave out and kept getting injured all the time, I transitioned to coaching, which I kind of like now.
Okay, the coaching. So how long you been coaching? How long you been coaching there, Mr. Bradford?
Accidentally, because I was on the bench for about 5 years, and intentionally, I would say about a year and a half.
Okay.
Accidentally.
Yeah. Oh, you don't do it on purpose. You got to be involved somehow.
So okay,
where
you're saying like yeah, we gonna go ahead. Like, Coach, you gonna put me in? I got you.
Yeah, grab the clipboard and towels. Let's go.
It's like you got to show them that you are committed, that you committed one way or another. You have to lead the team, even from the bench, from the sideline. It don't make a difference. So, gentlemen, where are y'all from? And over, Coach, you said you from Dallas. Bishop, did I not say, Coach, who's your favorite football team?
No, it's Dallas Cowboys, though.
What? Did we not say this yesterday before we got on? Did we not say out of everyone we gonna have, it's got to be one Dallas Cowboy fan? How did
you know, bro? From here on out, bro, we gotta do some background checks, bro. We gotta do some background checks. If we get one more Dallas Cowboy fan on this show, bro, I promise, man. I'm telling you, bro. It's not gonna be good.
It's
man.
America's
it's gonna
team.
Be trouble.
It's not. I'm from America. It's not my team.
Trouble. Boo, that's what I'm talking about, Keith.
So, coaches, basically you Dallas everything, Mavericks and Cowboys.
Yeah, unfortunately, they definitely break my heart yearly, but I gotta ride with the home team.
Okay, we definitely gonna get into that. All right, BJ, who you repping with, man? Who you rocking with?
South side of Chicago. I'm Chicago everything.
That's what's up.
He's
Bears,
just like
Bulls.
Coach.
I
Yeah,
get you.
Coach Uriah, just like Coach
Cubs.
Uriah. All
Yeah,
right,
I
all
get
right.
you. I get
I'll
you.
say. So of course, like I say, Bishop. Well, I'll let him because he. I say this. Let me preface this for you. Bishop is a military brat. So when he says his teams,
They all over the place.
That
Hey,
part.
Bishop, don't feel
Coach
bad, man.
Coach Cal knows. Coach Cal knows. He knows. They all over the place. That's right.
Bishop, don't feel bad. My college football team is Florida State because we ain't got a good
See?
college team in the Chicagoland area. I wanted to be Charlie Ward.
Okay.
Oh,
Got you. Got
I'm
you.
Texas Longhorn for college. So
Which is expected. Which is expected. I hate it. I hate that because I'm sorry for you. That's my apologies because I'm an Oklahoma Sooner fan. Just so you know, Boomer Sooner, let's go in the building. So
oh
I'm an
man.
Oklahoma Sooner fan. But
They take all of our players anyway.
oh, here we go. I hear that every single year when we take all the Texas players. Get out of here with that. Yeah,
It's a
my fiance.
sprinkle of homegrown, and the rest of them is all North Dallas.
That's what they say. They call OU North Texas team. They call OU North Texas team or whatever. For me, my NFL team, of course, is the my beloved Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, I'm an
Ugh.
Eagles fan. Yeah. Me and you, coach. Yeah. We battle it out. Yeah, we battle it out a lot. Yeah, my NFL team is the Philadelphia Eagles. And then when it comes to the NBA, yeah, like Trey say, I'm all over the place. I'm a New York. I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan.
Oh yeah, you
Brooklyn Nets
don't
fan.
make no sense.
well, it sounds like that, but
Yeah,
he's from
New York.
New
I was
York.
born in New York. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so that's
Okay.
where he's from. So
yeah.
it kind of makes no sense. Then you get to speak to. You're like, okay, because for years I was like, how Oklahoma? Like I could get
Oh, and
I
the
could get
reason,
Philly, I
yeah.
could get
Speaking of which,
Brooklyn.
how I got Oklahoma is because being a military brat, my dad was stationed out at Fort Sill for a long time. So I lived out in Lawton, Oklahoma for a minute. I did a great deal of time out in Oklahoma. So my granddad retired out there. My dad is out there. I got family in Oklahoma, so that's how I became a Sooner fan.
Sorry
Same
for
here. That's where I'm headed. That's where I'm headed this weekend to
sorry for
Muskogee, Oklahoma.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what that's at.
sorry for y'all. What's good, Taylor man? Good morning,
What up,
sir. How
Taylor
you
man?
doing?
What's good? What's good?
So coach, how did you get into coaching exactly? We'll start there before we get into the NBA topic. Like, what led you to coaching? Was it just a situation where you like BJ was just
Like
saying that?
BJ, you gave out,
Yeah,
couldn't
Y'all
do
It,
it no
coaching
more.
what's up?
I think a lot of us have that same type of transition, but I started out coaching like little league in Charleston for like a short stint. Then I did a season in Virginia, and then by the time I got to Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, I was already on the downhill in terms of playing basketball. So once I want to say my last year playing, I was pretty much the vet on the team. So I was basically
Old school.
passing on information to a lot of our young players who just couldn't understand why the coach, may have subbed them out or trying to understand what the coach wants them to do. So a lot of time I was that middleman. I was the person learning the offense, learning the defense, and then trying to like help the younger guys understand what's going on. So the coach, KP, shout out to KP for basically giving me that spot, but he pretty much told me at the end of the year, like I'm leaving. He's PCSing out to Georgia, and he was like, "Hey, the spot is yours if you want it." And I was like, I gladly want it. Like I'm ready to move on and be effective from the coaching standpoint. If I can't affect the game on the court, at least let me do it, from the sideline. So
Hmm.
Nice.
Okay, that's clearly understand. So it's if I'm correct, if I'm wrong, you've coached actually a couple of teams across the across that footprint, correct? In JBSA, Sam Houston, Lackland, and all that. Am I correct?
right, yeah, I coached Lackland my very first year. Um, it was a sort of a weird transition because all the guys were my teammates the year prior, and then I pretty much we had the number one record in the regular season, knocked
Mm-hmm.
off Fort Hood, who ended up winning the whole nationals. Knocked them off a few times, and then ultimately we lost to them in the Nationals in San Antonio by 1 point. Still hurts me to this day.
Mm.
Layup rolled in and out of the
Mm.
rim last
Look,
second. And
Mm.
but yeah, after that year, Lackland decided to hire another coach, and I didn't want to give up. Like my first taste of coaching, so I went over to Fort Sam. And I don't know if you might have saw me post about it before, but I immediately scheduled Lackland as my first game because I'm just a competitor and I'm a little petty like that. So
You wanted that
I
smoke.
scheduled Lackland my very first game, and we dubbed him by 20 points.
oh,
And
hey, hey,
the
hey,
rest is
Coach
history.
wanted that smoke. You wanted that
Oh,
smoke.
definitely.
hey, running from me. You see, like say, come, don't you run from me.
Yeah.
So,
You wanted all that smoke.
so
I ain't mad
BJ,
at you.
now,
I'm like that too. I ain't mad at you, Coach. If somebody did that to me, I'd probably be a yeah. I want him on first one. Come here. Come here.
so
Come here.
now, coach, now player turn. Now, Coach Bradford, what's your story, bro? Give it to us a little bit.
I'm very similar to Cal. I'm a military athlete. I've been hooping my whole life. It was much easier when my knees still worked, but I got to Fort Campbell, and I felt really good about where I was as a player. Like I was cooking people. And then I went to a tournament, blew out my knee. Well, ruptured my patella tendon, so now I can't play. We were just about to start up a post team, so I got my first taste of coaching at Fort Campbell, trying to get the guys that I played with to get together and play organized basketball. And that's when I figured out that was way harder than hooping. Because now I got to figure out what language you speak, right? Get you all to speak the same language and moving in the same direction when we have all our independent goals as ball players. And if you've ever been good for more than 2 to 3 minutes at a time, there's nothing more important than your numbers, depending on who you are.
Yeah.
So getting people to develop that team mindset was kind of addictive. I left there. I healed up. I started playing again. I get to Fort Benning. I run into Coach Little. My knee's still acting up. He's like, listen, I can tell you can hoop, but your body can't keep up. So tell me what you see. And since now I didn't have the athleticism to hoop, I had to play basketball in my brain for the first time. I wasn't going to outrun you and outjump you. Curtain gets pulled back. I'm talking to my teammates. They're actually listening because when I am playing, I'm good enough that you realize he don't have a body to do it. How's he managing that? And we continue that. Cal, I think, kind of passively watched me initially after I got hurt deal with some of the players on our team just to see what I could do. And I spent a little extra time with some players, and he went from being ain't no way he making this team to our most consistent player. And I think Cal trusted me. You weren't supposed to say his name, my guy. I was trying to say it. But yeah, it went from that to being our most consistent player. And then when he was out, he was like, hey, BJ, can you do this? And it went pretty well. So I appreciate all of the coaches along that pathway trusting in my brain and my heart and giving me the opportunity to kind of pass on that knowledge, like Cal said, and have a voice on the bench. It's just instead of just being the dude holding the clipboard waiting for the game to be over.
Okay. So as we get ready to chip into these topics, of course we'll come back a little more to talk about some of the tournaments. We know we just entered the just finished nationals last weekend, and then you have the NBA coming, the NBA West West Conference coming up. So being that coaches is on the show today, let's talk a little bit about something. This is a little dear to Bishop's heart. As yesterday, like I told Bishop and a couple of people yesterday that they owe this guy an apology. Ben Simmons. Ben
Come on,
Simmons has
coaches. Come through
Ben
for me.
Simmons. Ben Simmons has went, and yesterday he showed a pic on Twitter of him showing that he's good. I might start a petition. Do these people do they not owe Ben Simmons an apology about what has ailed him and why he didn't play the rest of the year?
Cal, you want to go first?
I guess you can say that.
Thank you, Coach.
You can say that only because of how important mental health is in this day and age. So I'm guessing did. I didn't see all of it. So they saying it was an MRI.
No,
yeah,
so
somebody's
no, they
back,
say
though.
they say they
This is
need
for
receipts.
back surgery.
They saying they see receipts in his last picture when yesterday after he had the surgery, he throwing up a deuce. You can see the hospital tag, like that. So they're saying they want to see receipts, MRI, discharge papers, X-rays, something for his back. They said no receipts. They don't believe him.
Coach Cal, Coach BJ, before y'all go in even more into depth, this is my thing, and this is why I say what I say right about B. Why wait now? You've had all season. You have not played one lick of basketball all season. And you wait until your team is eliminated to get a surgery done, a procedure done on your back. Why not get it done prior to? You had all this time to get that done. All that time.
Yeah, I
Why
don't understand
you
it.
wait?
When did the back get?
Don't reverse. Don't coach. Don't reverse. Dude,
Oh,
don't
you ain't gotta
reverse.
reverse it. I got
He's
it.
a
No,
coach.
I was speaking on the mental health. I was speaking
no,
on the mental health.
we ain't talking about mental
The
health.
back
No,
injury.
no, we talking about the back injury. We ain't talking about mental health.
Yeah.
That's why I had to put that out there. We ain't talking about the mental
How
health
did he
part.
get the back injury
Oh my goodness.
to begin
That
with?
part.
And then
That
if it was injured, you got all this time. You're gonna miss part of the next season coming
That
up
part.
because you waited till May to get the surgery. That don't make no sense.
That part.
Yeah, he's supposed to be out 3 to 4 months.
Nah, man, ain't no apologies for Ben Simmons, right?
Thank you, Coach BJ.
Even if you take the Coach Cal route, right, and you say that mental health is important, I don't disagree with mental health being important to you.
Me either.
But what's also important to your team is knowing what they have going in. If I'm still playing for Cal and I go, yo, I don't know what's wrong with my shin because this happened. We were at practice. I was cooking. I sat down on the bench and was like, yo, something is very wrong. And I stayed that way for months. BJ, can you play today? I can give you 3 minutes max, coach. I can give somebody a breather. I ain't got nothing else for you. So at least they know what they're dealing with and they can make their decisions with a full set of cards, right? You hamstrung them for a long time. I'm going to be good. One day I'm going to wake up and it's going to be all right. It's not. If your back is fried, your back is fried. No problem. I ain't got no issues. I can go get a new you. I can replace you, put you on the injury reserve. We ain't got to talk about you at all. You hurt, you finna have surgery. We can move on and we'll see you next week. That's what we could have done. But since you didn't do your part, being a member of the team and just be up front with what's going on, nah, right? No apologies. You earned what you got. I can't help you if you don't communicate.
Thank you, Coach. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Coach BJ couldn't have said it no better. If he'd have went ahead and had the surgery before the season ended and all of the trade and all of this stuff happened, there wouldn't even be a story to talk about in regards to Ben Simmons. And if it was a story, it'd have been a story about how well he is recovering from surgery, not when it's Ben coming back on the floor. Well, Ben may be coming back in game 3. Oh no, he's coming back in game 4. Oh, Ben's looking better. No, have the damn surgery and sit your behind down somewhere and recuperate and do some damn physical therapy.
What we're going to do, we're going to completely omit the fact that he tried to go to battle with his brothers. When did he try?
Whoa. When did he try to go to battle? I didn't see
that part.
When he didn't disclose and let it be known that he possibly needed back surgery.
That's not
no. Whoa. No. That's self-preservation. That's I need my bag. That ain't got nothing to do with me and my teammates. Because truth be told, I can tell my teammates, hey, my guy, listen, my back ain't right, but I need this money. And you know what your teammates will say? Nothing. Because we all respect people need to get their money. As a man, your pockets is your pockets. We would just then be able to make decisions based upon that help everybody out. We can go get a backup.
Get your mind right.
We got to do it even straight.
You get the team mind right when they know where they stand. When they know they're not going to have you, they can move on. They don't have to worry about it in the background. Is he coming back? Is he not?
That part, Coach. That part. Now, because if you go ahead and have the surgery, like Coach saying, the team ain't even looking for you. They might call and check up on him. Hey, bro, you good? You straight? Just checking on you and know that you went through the surgery. How's the recovery coming? How's the physical therapy coming? That's it. But no, you sitting on the sidelines, dressed all up, just sitting there doing, and people they looking over at you during free throws like, damn nigga, when you gonna come on the court? Like, I mean, you over there bling blinging and Can we get
You're
you on the court?
You're
You can
emotional,
make it
Bishop.
to the game, but you can't get on the court.
That he's emotional.
Really?
You're
Come on,
emotional,
bro.
Bishop. You're too close to the story. You're too close to the
Man,
story.
I'm just saying though, bro. Like, come on, man. They quit. Yo, you like to bail being out. I'm not bailing him out. I'm not bailing him out, and I don't owe him no apology. Now, like I told you yesterday, when he comes back and if he balls out after this surgery, then I may give him a formal apology.
You know when you say that. You know when you say that. You know what? When I hear you say that, you know what comes to mind? Janet Jackson. What have you done for me lately? That's what comes to mind. Ooh, yeah. That's exactly what I hear. What you saying, that Bishop?
No, man. It ain't that, bro.
So my only concern is, has that jumper been on ice this whole time? Even more? Like, because if it get any worse, we can't have
That's
it.
the problem. Like now it's gonna even be that Joker's gonna be in the ice box for real.
He's gonna be shooting in the stands.
So of course,
that part.
Of course, additionally, we know.
Yes, he did practice Anthony Price 4-on-4. He did. That's the whole thing. That's why he's sending mixed messages.
It's
bro.
not a mixed message. He tried it. It didn't work. That's
okay, coaches. And I'm specifically gonna go straight to Coach BJ. Coach BJ, you said you knew when your knees was no longer relevant within the game that you knew it was time to let it go, right?
Oh, hell no, I still tried to play.
Exactly.
Well, listen.
Terrible idea.
Exactly.
But what? Say that again. Some people. What you say?
It was a terrible idea, but I still tried to do it.
That part.
Wait a minute. For the record, I'm still undefeated against Cal's last team, 1-on-1. I need that to be out there because they're gonna be watching. I whooped them all 1-on-1, no knees and a weightlifter now. For the record,
the Juan Blair action.
Hey, it was a lot of guys that got clotheslined due to BJ not being able to move his feet. He said he'll take a foul and he'll gladly take the foul.
That's not what happened. It's not a clothesline, okay? I'm just not letting you walk across my paint. Different stuff happens down there. It's a different color. Don't run across my paint free. You're gonna have to pay for that.
That's funny.
I did my part.
So saying that, that kind of segued into the next Dylan Brooks. So Coach Bradford, I'll hit you first, being that you said it's not a clothesline.
It wasn't. My hands was in front.
When we look at Dylan Brooks, he basically he's received a game 3 suspension for the flagrant 2 that he received on the Golden State Warriors guard Gary Payton III. First and foremost, was that deserving of a flagrant 2 in your opinion?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. So you agree with the suspension, the game 3 suspension as well?
I do agree that it's what I'm saying. It's you intentionally knocked that man down, right? Mm-hmm. You intentionally took him out the air. I don't think you intended to hurt him. I think you can intend to give a hard foul and not intend upon that impact, right? Your intent versus the impact is the problem. Mm-hmm. So you're getting a suspension based upon the impact. Your intent was just to give a hard foul. Like there was no reason at that point you're not supposed to give him a layup, right? But there's nothing happening in that game that makes me believe that Dylan Brooks was like, oh, he gotta go right now. Like there was no urgency in that moment to you want to put somebody out the game or out of the series. I think it was a hard foul that ended poorly. And due to those optics, right, and we start compounding it and people got time to think about it, you have to suspend him because the optics.
I foresee that. I said it. I had brought it up stating that it was going to be what's good, Ron? What's good? I had brought it up. I had brought it up and stated that he was probably going to get suspended, especially with the time. That time he was definitely probably going to end up getting a suspension. Coach Cal.
Yeah.
You agree with the suspension? Would you or did you agree with Steve Kerr how or everyone basically said it was a dirty play? He violated the rule, and it shouldn't have happened.
I don't agree that it was like from Steve Kerr's standpoint. I know he's a little emotional about Gary Payton III just because of his journey to the NBA and things like that. But I think it was a regular hard foul. It did deserve a suspension based on what's been going on lately in the league. Like it's consistent with how they rule on those type of things. Me personally, no, I don't think it's a suspension. It's a hard foul. He just unfortunately got hurt due to the way he landed. But I definitely understand why they suspended. They had to because they had to, be consistent in how they rule these things. Draymond is definitely somebody that gets the wrong end of the stick on these type of things. So I already knew he was going to get at least 1 game suspension on that.
Okay. Ron, what's good with you, man?
What up, Ron?
Yo!
We didn't expect to see you, bro.
Oh yeah, we've been waiting for you, guy.
You've been missed.
We've been waiting for you, my guy.
I'm hella late.
Coaches, Ron Lowe is a huge 76ers fan, so that's why he's been a bit missing in action. Man. He's been MIA.
Just like Joel Embiid. I got a concussion, fellas. My bad.
So, of course, additionally, just like we was talking about, now there was no fine or anything for Dylan Brooks, but there has been a fine for, of course, Draymond Green, as he's facing a $25,000 fine for flipping off the crowd while going to the locker room to go get stitched up after he caught that elbow from Pascal. After he caught his elbow from who was it? Was it Harris? Oh, in any case, after he caught his elbow, $25,000 fine. Of course, Draymond got on and stated that any fan that boos a player after an injury is distasteful. Was optically, does Draymond deserve the $25,000 fine?
Yeah.
He flicked off the crowd. He did what your man did.
Then he got to get
Kyrie.
Yeah, he got to get the fine. Yeah, if they find Kyrie, they got to fine him. Yeah.
Really? That's what we going with?
Yeah. How you gonna find one for the same antic and not find the other?
Did Draymond get a suspension?
Kyrie messing with the children's money though. Like
Draymond that's fine every game.
If you flicking off the crowd, you messing with the league's money, which means you messing with everybody else's money, and we can't allow you being emotional to mess with everybody's money. Like we can't play those kinds of games, right? Like we thrive on sponsorship. We thrive on TV. They're not interested in tying their brands to people getting flicked off. Now, if we want to go to a pickup game, Cal, no, I'm with all that kind of behavior. I'm about all that, right? Like as a player on a one-to-one basis, do say whatever you want, deal with the consequences as a grown man and or woman, right? But if your behavior impacts other people's pockets, I'm gonna need you to hold it together.
Draymond came out and tweeted, I make $25 million a year, $25K fine is no issue for me.
Yeah, he said he's just gonna go do a show, do an appearance, and that's what's gonna pay for his fine. So, of course, I will say this. I agree with Bishop. In that case, like they both did, him and Kyrie both did the same thing, as well as some other people that's been fined throughout the over the course of the playoffs. So I do agree with that. But now that brings up a situation where, it's so I think it was warranted. Getting into these Mavericks. Let's talk about these Mavericks, Coach. Let's talk about these Mavericks.
Real quick before you talk about the Mavericks, the
Dylan
Brooks situation where he got the foul.
Yes.
I would just like to be one, probably of the few, to say I love it. I hate that Gary Payton got injured because he's somebody that, has been hustling for his position, somebody that's not supposed to be in the league and earned his spot. So it sucks to see somebody like him go out, but the NBA needs that. A little rough, a little toughness,
we need goons again? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, we all miss the 80s basketball. Punch somebody in the face every now and then. But
I do miss somebody getting punched in the face.
I digress. My bad, Trey. Continue.
No, because you got Coach Bradford over here. Is like, yeah, let's go.
No, I'm with all of that. Just because I think we forget about that part of competition. right? We're always on that edge. That desire is always going to be there. Anybody who's actually played knows what the feeling is right before you get on the court. And it's very similar to a fight, right? I'm going to play basketball, but I view it as a fight and I'm going to win. So if occasionally somebody turns that into a fight, I don't mind.
Exactly.
So we all know
These
what to
fellas
look
is
for.
fighting their legacy. These moments are going to be what's spoken about them for the rest of their lifetime. Sorry.
So we all know what to look forward to when you're facing a BJ Bradford coach team. You already know what it is.
Oh, for sure. We play defense. We do hard fouls. I'm with all that.
So again, as we was getting ready to go to, let's talk about. So there's a complaint before we're going to segue into slightly, so that way we don't too badly damage Coach Cal's mindset here. So we're going to slide slowly. So there has been another complaint, right? The complaint has been from Luka stating that hecklers and fans and stuff kind of need to dial it back a little. So of course, Luka was leaving the court the other day, and a fan said something to him, and he started to turn back and go engage the fan. Of course, he got stopped, and so Luka's response was, "We understand." He's like, fans say some hellacious things, some bad things,
which we've talked about before.
Yes, but he's like sometimes he's like it's not good because you catch a player we're human, and you catch us at the wrong time or having a bad day, and that's what happens. So I ask you guys this: what is this with all the being upset? You're on a public platform. You're a figure that's looked at. Should these players and individuals have thicker skins, or are they warranted to live in their regular human emotions and look to engage when they feel the need to?
Trey, you can only have thick skin for so long. You can only have thick skin for so long. When as many games as these professional athletes play, especially on the platform on which they play them, you can only have thick skin for so long. Only for so long, bro. You is not finna let someone. And when you say this, you got to keep in mind that some of these fans can be very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. And when I say that, I'm talking anything from talking about your mama, your kids, your family, whatever.
Have any of you heckled before?
Oh,
I heckled my own teammates.
Yeah. If you go to Barksdale Air Force Base,
I heard
Air Force Base in Shreveport, you're gonna get heckled.
I heard they do it. They get it in there.
Yeah, I think we've all heckled in some way, even if we ain't heckled in the stadium or in the actual at the arena or whatever. We've heckled at home. We've heckled them, through the TV. We know they ain't heard it or nothing like that, but we've heckled before. We didn't call them garbage. Look at this trash. We done did it before. It's a human act. But
So
there's a line.
For somebody who work at a call center than somebody who makes millions. It's cooked into the job, right? Like if I can't cuss you out when I call your house or I'm in customer service, then you're gonna have to eat that on the NBA level. I understand that you're in your feelings, but we don't make these allowances for anybody else who has to deal with humans that are out of pocket. I'm not going to start making allowances for you because you're accustomed to people making extra allowances for you. I do not care. Get a new job if you don't like people talking to you. That's people talking to you, people being involved, people being engaged is how you make your money. It's what it is. Like if they worked in a strip club, people are gonna throw money at you. I don't like that. I want you to place it neatly. Either deal with it or kick rocks. Like it's into the
money there like that. Slide.
As long as I'm not getting physically touched,
right,
or a drink thrown on me, I'll Ron Artest. We good. You can say whatever you want because I know you're not gonna step out of that seat.
That's the line.
Hey, get it all off your chest if you got to.
Don't cross
that line. That's that line. Yeah. But if you balling up money, and I'm the stripper, you balling up money, make it harder where you can throw it and then just slam the money into my. Now that's something totally like. Why you got to do all that? Just
first off, if you throwing quarters, it's wrong. But if you throwing dollars, you ain't hurting that. Like if you just flinging quarters at a cheat. You know what I'm saying? You out of pocket. But if you throwing dollars, you ain't hurting nobody. You in your feelings because you having a bad day if you complain. You don't take this down and shut up.
Yeah.
And see, and I think that added a little more to it. Well, of course, we know why Luka was having a bad game, and which we're going to go into this. He was just getting basically Chris Paul, Devin Booker was doing exactly what I was just talking about. He was balling up money and throwing it at him like, "Hey, take this." That's exactly what was going on. So in that, you're saying bringing that to Coach, what does Dallas do to overcome this?
So I know that nobody really likes Luka's style of play because I mean it's similar, like you said, similar to Harden and Westbrook, where the whole offense comes out of him, and it's easy to just call it ball hogging. But the dude is averaging a triple double. Like he's passing the ball, he's turning it over because he's trying to pass the ball. It's just that it makes it easier for the defense to kind of determine what you're going to do. You're just looking for pick and rolls, and you're looking for the open man. And I like what Phoenix is doing because, I mean, that's exactly what I would do. The guy that's cooking me, I'm going to go ahead and expose him on defense and force the coach to try to either sub him out or, you're going to just get these buckets every time. When we all know Luka has heavy feet, so that's the first person I would go after if I was a coach. Hey, I want to pick and roll. I want to attack Luka every single time. I'm going to make Jason Kidd think about, should I take him out? Or how am I going to hide this dude? Go in the zone? What am I going to do? But I think that maybe what Dallas has to do is go to a zone. You may even have to put him on the bottom of a zone and bring Finney-Smith up because he's that much of a liability on defense. But he's also a very smart ball handler and decision maker. When he's making the correct pass, I guess. But it's just that's the team that they formulated, a bunch of 3-and-D players with a couple of Jalen Brunson and Dinwiddie are the only other two guys that can get a shot off the dribble. So it's one of those things you got to deal with until you go in the offseason and find another scorer like Donovan Mitchell. So
yeah, he put it out there, Coach.
Put it out there. You see, he's putting it out there in the atmosphere.
I hope we can keep Brunson, but I mean that he done played himself into a big payday.
He was so disrespectful to Rudy Gobert the other day. Ooh.
Yeah.
So it's funny you say that. So at first, Coach, I was about to get on because I thought you was sitting on here making excuses for Luka, but you did clean it up and basically say yeah.
It's barbecue chicken, man.
They was working him. I feel bad for him, man. I feel bad for him.
Oh, there go Kim.
Hitting them with them. What's good, Kim? But yeah, they was hitting them with them. Pretty hard. So do they have a chance? Do they have a chance at this point? Ron,
no.
BJ, no. Everyone agrees.
Nah, it's pretty simple.
Oh, they got a chance.
A chance to go home early.
Game 3. We gonna get this dub tonight. We gonna get this dub tonight for sure.
Oh, y'all gonna get that dub tonight?
Oh yeah. What? The shots won't fall. The shots ain't gonna fall like that for Devin Booker on the road. So we'll see.
What?
Is the rim the same height?
Hey, this ain't Boston where he dropped 70.
Oh,
we got something for him. We might have to hurt somebody, to be honest. I hate to say it. We might have to just put some wood on somebody. Hey, it's a physical game.
Hurt somebody? What?
That's what Jay Crowder like to do. So hey, we got to return the favor.
Oh, stupid.
What'd you say, Ron?
I said and Chris Paul hurting somebody.
Well, y'all gonna hurt both of them? Good Lord. Good.
Oh, and Jay Crowder like to hurt people.
Oh,
Crowder. Oh, CP3 is dirty too. He tries to act innocent, but that dude does every little cheap thing you could think of when he walked by. Stick his butt out, all kind of stuff.
And he wins.
Including low blows.
And he wins.
And he wins. No, but I don't think Dallas has any hope of winning this series, right? I'm gonna dictate your offense with my defense, right? Because they've already made a decision. Luka can do all of what he wants to do. I don't think anybody else has anything else to bring to the table, right? You're gonna make a choice. It's gonna be them or him. They chose him. Them ain't doing their job. So as long as that stays the case, you're gonna lose. If somehow the thems do their job and you can kind of get him some breathing room, then we got something to talk about.
Okay. I mean, we've said this a numerous times during this series or while watching Dallas play that the Mavs play better team ball with Luka off the court.
Every time.
He's ball dominant player. He has to have the ball in his hand, and he can't do anything outside on the court without the ball in his hand. So it shows to us, and I say us, myself and Trey, we said, and numerous other people have also said that the Mavs are a better team when Luka is probably sitting on the bench than they are with him in the game.
No, I ain't gonna accept that. I'll accept that they're a more balanced team. We ain't gonna say that they're better.
Okay. We'll say balance. I like that better. I like that better.
We ain't gonna say necessarily better.
I like that better. Balance is fair.
Right. I mean, we watched the Celtics do that. The Celtics found balance and was working people out, right? When they're heavy in one category or another, right?
Right.
So maybe it's Jaylen Brown. If Jaylen Brown goes for 50, they probably lose it because that means ain't nobody else touching.
Right.
When they are balanced, they're extraordinarily dangerous because you can't deal with them as individuals and you can't focus your defense.
Right.
But they also have more consistent scorers.
But see, that's what Dallas lacks.
He knows Bishop knows that very well.
Know what?
Boston.
Hey, man, what you won't do? Hey, Ron. Hey, that ain't even all that funny in your little giggle box. Hey, hold up. What you won't do is
he knows that very well.
Talk about what Boston did to my Nets, man. My Brooklyn Nets, man. What you won't do is do that. So I was out of town. That's what happened. I was out of town.
So before we go into this, because we're going to go into the free agent because we got 2022 free agents. But I'll quickly, Coach, talk to us about the your aspect of the Nationals as Fort Hood, Syntex, military basketball walked away with the championship again. Shout out Coach Uriah and his players. What was what happened to JBSA? I guess we could say. Let's just get to it.
Yeah, well, so Nationals historic tournament. JBSA Fort Sam, we laid an egg. There's no other way to explain it. We went out there. We got 2 wins off of forfeit, like 8 a.m. games. That was we won off of forfeit. Then we got blew out by Fort Jackson. I mean, those dudes can shoot the leather off the ball, man. We got hit from all different angles by Fort Jackson, and then on Saturday night we lost to Fort Myers Henderson Hall, coached by the legendary Coach Red. It's just we just didn't have everybody there, and guys couldn't commit, which has kind of been a running thing throughout the whole season this year. Guys couldn't really commit, and it's even worse when you're at home and you have guys that couldn't make it. So I had to suit up Saturday night.
What?
Yeah.
You stood it up, Coach?
You put on the uniform?
What was the stat
Yeah,
line?
I did. It wasn't pretty though. It wasn't pretty.
He said it wasn't pretty.
Coach BJ said, "What was the stat line?"
It might have been 1-1-1-1.
I'll take that.
No, Nationals, Fort Hood, man, that team, it's gonna be hard to knock off a team like that. They're loaded with talent on that base. I was talking to Coach Uriah the other day. Like the last time we played them in March, they had like 6'5", random 6'5" guys walking up on them after the game. After they just whooped up on us, they got a random 6'5" guy asking when's practices. Like they just got hype all over the base. We get a 6'5" guy, we're gonna cherish him. Hey, you on the squad. Like we don't need to see nothing. Just go put on the uniform. So,
we got to roll for you.
So we had our days of when we had hype walking around the base, and when we did, we won 2018. We won the NBA Finals because sometimes you can coach some guys up when you're lacking talent, and you can get pretty far, but it's hard to get over that hump. But when you have the talent, it just makes things a lot easier. And like I said, Fort Hood is loaded with talent, and then you add that with a smart coach like Uriah, they're gonna be hard to beat. I mean, we've seen them the whole year; they've been consistent throughout the whole year. Then I think they just added one of the old vets, Hendo, I think that's what they call him.
Yeah,
6'10".
6'10". I mean, that dude.
I've been talking.
Man.
I've been hearing a lot about Hendo. I was talking to a couple of players on the Fort Polk team, and that's a name kept coming out their mouth. Hendo.
Yeah, you're not floating around the rim with him over there. So.
Wow.
Yeah, they got the Twin Towers. So speaking of talent, I got a couple of names here that's expected to be free agents in the 2022 season. I want y'all guys to let me know, do you think they're going somewhere? If you were GMs or owners, are you moving these players for whatever reason? Or is there a deal, whether it's free agents? Some of them, they're restricted free agents. So is there a deal in which you're taking or willing to try to make to get rid of these players? First one off the bat, Kyrie Irving. Is he staying in Brooklyn?
Yeah, he's staying in Brooklyn. I only we can move on from him. We ain't gotta go no further. Leave it at that. He's staying in Brooklyn. Next person.
Why you turn into somebody getting ready to see a Negro spiritual? What's happening? what just happened? No, we gonna move on from here. No, the reason we can move on from here is because nobody wants to take the risk of Kyrie wilding out when they get to wherever else he would go. We're not talking about talent. We're talking about willingness, right? Like, how bad does he want to do this thing that I want to pay him millions of dollars to do? And at times that's in question. And I can't take that risk. Nobody's saying he's not nice. Nobody's saying he can't do things that other people can do. I don't think anybody's having that conversation. The conversation will be, is he going to do what I need him to do when I need to do it, or is he going to do what he feel like it? I'm willing to bet he's going to do what he feel like it, because that's who he is as a grown man right now, and that's the space he's living in. I don't want no smoke, Bishop. I'm just over here being a Bulls fan.
No, you good, Coach. You good, Coach BJ. You good.
I will say the Lakers are an outside shot. If LeBron wants to renew that teammate, with Kyrie, because they definitely want to get off of Westbrook. So that could be a shocker if that happens.
Bishop,
I think him and KD are in a good space, so I don't know.
Bishop, Westbrook for Kyrie? That's what you look at? No.
Hell no, we don't want Westbrook. No.
Ryan, y'all try to get him in Philly?
Well, the way he's been shooting, the way Westbrook been shooting, you would think him and Ben are stepbrothers. Nope. Nope.
Westbrook can always get on my team. It's his contract that's the issue.
44.
Oh, wow.
47, correct. 47.
So you looking for Westbrook to come to the Sixers? You want him in Philly?
Yeah, it won't happen because we got a man by the name of Tobias Harris that makes $30 million to go 2 for 10. But
ain't them the same Westbrook numbers?
No,
they ain't much different.
I got the Chandler Parsons deal.
So, So what we're not going to do is act like Russell Westbrook did not produce the numbers that he usually does, which was overshadowed to the numbers of which he produced this year. So he wasn't like the regular Westbrook triple-double averaging Westbrook. He was under the radar Westbrook in the system they had, which is, when you look at it and break that down, that's not bad. It just wasn't what we was.
It was horrible. Don't lie.
That's that part, BJ. Thank you.
It was horrible. Don't lie. Let's be honest now, right?
Thank you.
Right. So
thank you.
I've been having this argument as a less talented basketball player for years.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you put up numbers doesn't necessarily mean you're a better player, right? So we have fallen in love with that man's numbers as an individual, but very rarely do those numbers equate to dubs. Like, that's just not a thing. It's a masturbatory effort. You just out here getting yourself off. Like, we're not winning. He's never winning when he's putting up those numbers. He's never doing it efficiently. Think about it. Monte Ellis was putting up all-star numbers at one point, and we universally agreed that Monte Ellis was trash. He got less points in Dallas, and we respected him. No. He was good at scoring, but I mean trash overall. He was going to get his points. But when he went to Dallas, we universally agreed as a basketball world that he was a much better player with much less shots, much less points, and more solid basketball, because it translated more into winning. So if you want numbers, get Westbrook. If you want to win, I want damn near anybody but him.
So in saying that,
like it. I like
Let's shift to Chicago. Zach
Yeah.
LaVine.
it. Ooh.
What would you like to know?
Does he stay? Is he going? Sign and
Question.
trade? What are you doing if you're a GM? Coach said
Me?
deuces.
Me,
Yes.
Coach say
if I'm the
deuces.
GM of the Bulls,
Yes.
Yes.
I like that three up top. I really like what we got right now. We're real scary offensively and defensively. We got 2 slashers, 2 shooters, a 4 that stretches. Everybody up top plays good D. We could take pressure off Vucevic on the bottom because you probably won't get there, and nobody really shoots mid ranges like that.
Mhm.
So I would like to keep it, but I don't know how expensive he will be. But I like my 1 through my 3 because I got one dude that is going to shoot threes only when he's open. He likes to drive and kick. As we know, Zach LaVine heats up real good. He shoots at a good clip. You cannot press him at the 3-point line because he's so athletic. So you have to give him space. And he's going to close that distance, and he's a good passer off the dribble. As long as he don't get to the third dribble. He gets to the third dribble, going to the basket, it's going up. But as long as it's 2 dribbles and under, he's probably going to make a good pass.
So do you
Oh,
think,
go ahead. Yeah.
Coach BJ, that him and DeRozan are a good tag team in Chicago?
Absolutely, because DeRozan doesn't have the attitude that goes with his talent. So he doesn't say, I need 10,000 shots a game. Whatever is working is what DeMar DeRozan tends to go with. And their games don't overlap in a negative fashion. DeMar doesn't want to shoot a million mid-ranges, but Zach LaVine does want to throw the ball to the elbow and then backdoor cut for a hoop. So that clears him out of the way to let DeMar work at the elbow, and he's probably one of the best mid-range practitioners.
Mid-range. Mm-hmm.
So it works out really well when you think about it that way. And then even if you collapse to the elbow, we got Lonzo when he's healthy, who's able to knock down open shots from the top of the key or fill that space at the elbow if there's no defender there. Because you will be zoning because you don't want to deal with us one-on-one.
So let me ask you this, Coach BJ, real quick before we move on to other people about it. So do you feel there's a missing piece in Chicago, or do you just feel like there's some things y'all need to work out with the team that y'all have right now?
I would probably say interior defense is where we're a little bit softer. And our second line doesn't have enough scoring. Kobe White has yet to become efficient enough to carry my second unit. Currently, he is functioning a Jamal Crawford role, but he doesn't do it as well as Jamal Crawford. So we'll either have to have a second-tier scorer that's better, or we need to find him some help in that second unit and somebody inside that handles defense. That could be the same person. So I think that's what we need.
So let's move on to Ron. You still there? Oh, so let's move on to this next person, Coach Cal. Of course, you can speak on Jalen Brunson. Is he leaving, as you talked earlier, or are you trying to keep him? What do you think is the possibility? What's going on with Jalen in Dallas?
So I've heard some. I've been all over these different sites trying to find out because I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous. They from what I hear, Mark Cuban is not scared to go over the cap to keep him, and I know he was asking for like 4 years, $80 million at first. He might be able to get a little more than that now. I would say if we can get him for 4 years, I would say $25 million a year. That's max. If he goes over that, then he can go. Because I still want to keep. Honestly, I think he's at 480. 80 is where he should be, but 25. If we got to try to keep him, I'm willing to go 25. Anything over that, we got to keep the team intact. Still, with the other guys. It's tough. I'm still kind of. I'm like 60-40. I think he stays.
Okay.
But his dad, man, his dad might be another one of those. He might be like Kawhi's uncle. His dad is starting to slowly creep in the picture and kind of speak for him. He didn't want to talk about it till the end of the season, but his dad is like starting to make a little noise. He's a New Yorker, so we'll see. I personally don't see how he would fit with the Knicks, but that's what they're talking about. So we'll see.
So we'll rapid fire the last three. I just shoot the names out there. Y'all grab one and y'all have something to say with it. James Harden, Bradley Beal, DeAndre Ayton.
Ayton ain't going nowhere. Ayton ain't going nowhere. In my opinion.
Ayton gets his
He's
money.
staying in Phoenix.
Please, God, let Bradley Beal end up with the Lakers. I would like to see that.
How you feel about that, Trey?
Oh,
Beal coming to the Lakers.
I have no problem with that. I think he.
I don't trust
better.
Harden.
I know that Harden is that right there. I don't. For me, in Harden, how many more teams can he go to?
Well, Miami. He's win the 2 of the 3 teams he wanted to go to. Leave in Houston. There's only one more left, and that's Miami.
Yeah, strip clubs is popping there too. Philly, I don't know about strip clubs yet.
If that man had a kryptonite, it's strippers.
Okay, so let's have a quick conversation. So tonight there's 2 games, a slate of 2 games. One being the Philly and Miami game, the second being the Phoenix and Dallas game. So when we talk about let's start with the Phoenix and Dallas game first. I think we already stated, just in case anyone wants to go back. Does Dallas get the win tonight at home versus the Phoenix Suns?
We're winning a close one.
Oh, you got him winning, Coach? Well, you Mavericks fan, so I expect that from you. But there has not been a close game.
We can't get swept.
There has not been a close game, though. There's been no close game.
Yeah, I know.
Well, technically, the last game was close until they found until they realized they can cook up and Luka. They was only down by 3 in the top of the 4th.
But that's the part. They figured that part out and then blew them out by 20.
Mm-hmm.
They had 2 days to figure it out, though.
He had
I gotta stick with the Suns, man. I gotta stick with the Suns, man. I'm sticking with the Suns.
I'm going with the Suns all day because I don't know if there's going to be a response to the attack on Luka. Right? He's going to have to let people score because y'all can't score enough without
it. That part.
Zone it up.
I mean, that's fine, but they're going to shoot your lights out if you zone it up. With little effort, and they don't have to work that hard on offense to score. You're going to have a long game. Unless they if they can't shoot that day, so be it. But other than that, they're going to move that thing, find the shooter, and y'all going to suffer.
Yeah, I think you're along with that one, Coach. You got root for the home team. Root for the home team. Okay.
Ride that train out. Yeah.
Miami and Phoenix as Ron drops. Miami and Philadelphia as Ron dropped out. Like you said, Bishop put up there. B's listed out for Game 3 against Miami. Although Harden says we're going to get one in Philadelphia, and we're going to go back to Miami for a Game 5 at some point.
If Tyler Hero don't go for 40, well, if Tyler Hero don't go for 40,
and you know what?
Have a small chance.
Oh, that's
someone.
Yeah.
And you think
that boy's coming off the bench, killing it.
And you think someone, Oladipo's coming off the bench, and someone who's in that starting lineup that we ain't heard nothing about, and I'm very sure he's due to erupt at some point, Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, what about him?
Yeah, I'm saying that that's someone we ain't heard about, so I'm very sure he's due to erupt and like them and shooter.
He picking up against us.
You definitely don't want that smoke, because if he do heat up, you go ahead and cancel Christmas.
Yeah, so it's like we haven't even heard. Yeah, we ain't even heard him mentioned in the series yet. So he's probably due.
You're gonna have to meet him at the coach's box once he heat up. It's the truth.
Jimmy Neutron in the building.
Yeah, they don't D up enough, and Harden is just like Luka. Harden is a liability as well. I like Maxey, but I also don't like Maxey in there with Harden.
Oh. Okay.
I think Maxey can go out for 30 and they'll still lose by 20. Like it's just not a good balance without Embiid in there.
Oh, totally agree with that part. It's a totally different team without Embiid.
They're just gonna take turns. Like we've seen this in basketball before. 2 dudes who's like, yo, I can go get you 35, and be like, okay, well, I'm gonna get 6, then you can get 6. But as a defense, I'm fine with that because I'm not worried about nothing else. I just got to make it hard on you. And as we know, Harden will shoot 40 shots to score 16 points and not care.
That part.
And the NBA kind of neutralized him a little bit too with that new rule with the step back, with him not being able to draw that many fouls. He kind of looks a little closer to average. I mean, he's not average, but he looks a little closer to average than he was before.
He developed a niche, and that niche is now gone. He has to relearn how to play basketball.
He has to get a new bag.
That was his go-to. That was his go-to move,
and it was effective. We respect
very. It's gone now. He can't. It's out the door.
Just like Bishop in his NBA 2K, he had to take it out the package. Can't use it anymore.
So figure something out.
So usually what we do is when we bring people on, we have a set amount of questions that we ask.
Hold on, Trey. Let me ask you this too.
Go ahead.
Quick. Let me ask you this because we do know those two games are tonight, but I definitely want to hear from both coaches about the two games tomorrow between the Greens and the Grizzlies and the Warriors. Because my personal opinion, I think the best of all of these games is these two games that are tomorrow. So who do y'all have out of the Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks, being that the Celtics are going on the road with the series tied 1-1, heading into Fear the Deer Buck Nation?
I ain't known Giannis to have too many back-to-back okay games by his standards, obviously. I think it's going to be a problem once he starts getting spicy in the paint, and the shooters that he does have will have a lot more time and space to do what they got to do when he starts making those back. If he don't start, was it 1 for 8, 1 for 9?
1 for 9, 1 for 8, yeah.
Right. If he doesn't start like that, and he starts downhill and already has you on your back foot, you're gonna have a real long game because then everything else is available. He just had a horrible start and never got into a rhythm. So I'll take Bucks there, and for the Grizzlies versus the Warriors, the question becomes is when are we gonna start making calls on John Morant playing pickup ball, right? So that those carries to get to the basket. Carry/palm violations. If they call that, he's gonna have one of those Iverson-esque bad games where I can't do nothing because you took away my favorite toy. Because he's not exactly shooting 3 balls at a great clip. So depending on the whistle, it won't be close. And the secondary players will probably make the difference because they play at roughly the same clip. The Grizzlies do a great job of not losing leads and closing ground when he's on the bench. Golden State does not do the same. Also, Clay need to stay out of foul trouble. He's been wilding with these 2-3 fouls in the first half. So I've not got to see Golden State. Right. So if he can control himself, it might be a little bit more interesting because he's not on the floor.
So real quick, Coach Bradford, and we're going to come to you, Coach Calvin. What do you think about Jordan Poole over there in the Warriors? And has he been solidified as the third Splash brother?
I think he's definitely making a case for that, but there may not be room for a third Splash brother. Right. There's only so many shots that are going to be taken. The face of your franchise needs to shoot to do what he does. Number one, he needs the ball and he needs to shoot early and often. So if you are shooting early and often and Steph's not getting engaged early in the game, your offense is in flux until late in the fourth quarter. And we've seen that throughout the series. If Jordan Poole is cooking, and then Steph comes in the game, it takes a very long time to make Steph dangerous. So they may have to change their intention at the beginning of the game to make sure Steph is dangerous and then let Jordan Poole cook that second or third defender that he's going to get after Steph draws the best defender. Because all the plays are about the same. Like, it's going to be a bunch of flare screens, etc. for Steph. He's going to get his. But we can make it easy on Jordan Poole, and then they're going to be hard as hell to beat.
Gotcha. Coach Cal?
Yeah, I agree. I got the Warriors pulling out the victory over the Grizzlies, especially with Dillon Brooks out, and then I think the refs try to get control of the game. I also expect Clay to have a bounce back game because he played pretty poorly last game. As far as the Jordan Poole question, I didn't get to it last combo about the Bulls, but I don't know too many situations where two guys that can shoot the rock are turn into a championship. I know you got Steph and Clay, but Clay is a catch and shoot player. But whenever somebody has to score off of ISO, that's why I feel like DeRozan and Levine, I just don't see it working. It's too much. It's too much ball stopping. You can have one guy that can score off the dribble. The rest of them have to be catch and shoot players in order for the offense to go smoothly without stopping every so often. Jordan Poole is a guy. He can shoot. I'm not totally sold on him just getting the ball and getting the bucket off the dribble. I like him. He's in spurts. I think he's kind of streaky. He's still too young for me. Maybe it's, as a coach, I like vets, but I think he's also going to get paid as well. He's gonna probably leave when he gets a chance, or they might get rid of Clay. Who knows?
Come on home, Clay. Come on home.
The other series, I know, but Giannis had 2 tough games, but people got to realize Boston's been playing good defense the whole year. Like, they had the #1 defense. It's for a reason. They make it. They muddy up the game with Smart, and then the other guys just taking on that personality and being rough, physical. You know, they'll piss you off.
I hope he is falling.
Oh wow, he dropped off. See with that. I'm sure he'll be back here soon. And we'll finish off here and what he had to say. But go ahead, Trey. What was you about to go into?
So, Coach Bradford, we have a bevy of questions in which we usually ask guests, in which we have set up and went through this gauntlet of questions ourselves. So please choose wisely your answers. So the first question. Dream team versus redeem team. No matter what era it is, who's winning?
First off, the era matters because the rules changed. So pick one.
So there you go.
Well, use both of them.
Like
let's give it from each one, either era. The first, let's start with the bad boy era.
Dream team.
New era.
Redeem team.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
Right, so explain.
Right.
Yeah, I need to hear this explanation, Coach.
I mean, so we can match them apples to apples, oranges to oranges, but what we don't ever factor in is progression. Right? If we're talking dream team, is Larry Bird on the dream team? Yes?
Yes.
All right, so he's great on offense. Who he guarding?
True.
Right? Who's going to run with the redeem team? Right? So we're talking bigger, faster, stronger, and I can do everything that you can do, and you can't touch me. Therein lies the difference. I'm not saying that those other players aren't as skilled, but athletically, at the time, they were anomalies. Now they're normal. That is the standard. And the redeem team is now the exceptional athlete. So we don't ever factor in progression into these arguments. Like, I never say that Jerry West is going to survive in a 5-on-5 versus anybody. Because when Jerry West played basketball, regular people play basketball.
That part.
I would never say that Jerry West can guard his comparable player on the dream team. Because over time, that's not the same thing by any stretch of the imagination.
So even with them, okay, let's go with this. Same question. I mean, same error, same question in reference to errors. Players in A primes, 2 squads. You had 2 squads, 5 players each. This is where Coach Cal's back on. Let's see if he come back on so we can get. I'll come back to him on that. Okay, you back, Coach?
Why you got a picture like Instagram?
Phone overheated, man.
Okay. So we just asked Coach Bradford about this question. 2 team. I mean, dream team versus redeem team. Bad boy era and new era. Who you got winning that game?
You said dream team?
Dream team versus the redeem team.
Dream team versus the new era right now.
Yeah, the redeem team, which was Tyson Chandler, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James.
I'm going Dream Team 92.
In both eras?
And not because of, like, I understand that, with time Yeah. I understand with time, guys get better over time just naturally. Athletes can jump higher, can run faster, XYZ. I just think the game was played between the ears a little more before then. And I think LeBron, to me, I'm just not sold on, like, LeBron is one of the is a GOAT, arguably a GOAT. But there's ways to neutralize him, and I just don't think the new era of players know how to neutralize him. He's not dangerous off the dribble, and I think the older Dream Team would just force him to shoot, and then they also just have more skills at the basket in the post. The post players back then were a lot more skilled, in my opinion.
Okay.
And then, but Trey, this is my thing for Coach BJ, right? He said
Yes, sir.
who is Bird gonna guard?
Mhm.
In regards to the Dream Team, who's gonna guard Shaq?
I'm counting on Shaq in foul trouble. We're pulling him out the paint and then getting him moving backwards in foul trouble. No, I'm dead serious. He is unstoppable on offense for sure. I'm willing to sacrifice that because on the other end, you're gonna have to guard somebody. Nobody's leaving their man in this game. You're gonna have to come out here and deal with me. And if even I get the ball outside your hips and attack your front foot, you don't have the foot speed to step over and take any charges. I'm going to sit you down and I'll deal with the dude behind you. I can't deal with you, but I'm going to make sure I don't have to, which is a philosophy I have right now. I would like the best player on their team in foul trouble. So we going at him from jump. He's either going to let you score or risk this foul.
Okay, so with that then, you've done that with Shaq. So what are you going to do with Robinson? What you going to do with Barkley?
Say that again. I can't hear you.
So you've done that with Shaq. You're pulling him out the paint, making him get in foul trouble to eliminate Shaq. But what are you going to do with Robinson? And what
I'm playing the long game. I'm not playing – first off, I don't care about half-court basketball. We run it up and down the court, number one.
Okay.
So that's number one. I'm probably going – was it Carlos Boozer?
Yeah, Carlos Boozer.
Carlos Boozer.
Right? So you can run that. Yeah. Then I'm taking Dwight Howard and putting him over on Robinson, right? You are one of the few humans ever in the NBA with the physical stature to deal with David Robinson. We're going to hope he's going over – he prefers the left shoulder, right? Mm-hmm. That's fine. Don't block anything. Just be solid. That's all I ask for. He's not going to score 10,000 points on this team because they're going to have to get the ball down to him. And as we know, this is probably going to be a battle of the guards. When we're running up and down the court, I want everybody flying towards the basket, and I want Michael Red trail. I'm knocking all that down, right? We love Ray, so we forget that Michael Red was about that life.
Yeah, he's a problem.
He's an absolute problem. He's got a good handle. He's athletic. He plays great defense. He's probably going to knock the ball. He's probably going to knock that shot down at roughly the same clip. Sans some injuries or something, we might be talking about him in a completely different light. So we got Michael Red trailing. Is that Tayshaun Prince? Tayshaun Prince is my lockdown defender. So he's going probably Mike. He's long. He's quick. He's smart. He doesn't get in a lot of foul trouble. Kobe's going to Kobe. And then I think I'm going to win the point guard battle. Because I got 3 you don't want to deal with. So you can put Magic Johnson out there if you want to. You can do whatever you want to do at that point. But I got Chris Paul, Jason Kidd, and what's his name? Use your brain. Light skin. Tattoos.
Darren Williams.
Darren Williams in prime Darren Williams time. Post John Stockton era when we didn't even mind that we lost John Stockton. So I'm going to win the point guard battle. 2 guard balances out. I believe that LeBron wins his matchup. Stalemate at the 4 and 5. I take that game as long as we move it. If we get caught at half court,
I like that. I like how you broke that down. Go ahead, Coach Calvin.
We know Jason Kidd's jump shot wasn't prime at that time, was it? It was still kind of broke, right?
No, but he was a facilitator. He was a facilitator. Yeah.
But Chris Paul's was, and we run it. I don't want to play half-court basketball.
Yeah, I know you don't want. I know you don't want to, and that's why we're gonna do it.
So there's someone that was left out there. I think maybe not left off because he said there's a stalemate. We still talking about knockdown from Larry Bird, Chris Mullin, who was a problem in himself in his own right,
Agreed.
Scottie Pippen, Karl Malone. Is there anyone else I'm missing? He spoke about Stockton. He spoke about
Clyde
Stockton.
Drexler.
Clyde Drexler, yeah.
Stockton.
Redundancy with Michael Jordan. It's a wash.
Yeah.
I think the problem is we're playing name recognition game, but we're not really thinking about these players as a 5-man unit. For name recognition, it's Dream Team all day. Right, but there again is a lot of talent redundancies that don't necessarily work well together as a unit. They just happen to be so great at what they did individually that they was beating the shit out of people.
Mm-hmm.
So it might not be the same thing when we go that other route. Because I'm putting together a 5 that's going to play better. Like, not Tayshaun Prince.
Like you said, starting
Tyson Chandler doesn't need any shots of his own. There are going to be no post moves. It's follow-up, clean-up, dunk. Drop step, dunk. Oop. He doesn't need any shots. Now, which person on the Dream Team don't need no shots?
Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing's not playing basketball without shots. That's a lie.
Magic.
I would say David Robinson at the best.
And Magic. Magic don't need no shots. In my opinion,
I can see where he's going with it when you think about it. Because when you think about it, that's what. But then again, that's what made them great was the fact that they gleaned off one another from their egos. Like Jordan, like during that era, like you're talking about, like Jordan saying that him and his people are the new era. Him, Scottie Pippen, and Magic, Bird, John Stockton, to them was done. Their era is over, and they rose to the occasion on that. But Eagles was what drove that team.
All I'm saying is, at that time, we literally, let's think about this. Does Melo need the same shots as LeBron? Yeah. Nay? No. Okay, cool. Does Carlos Boozer need the same shot as LeBron? Nope.
Nah.
Dwight Howard, Chris Bosh, Tayshaun Prince, Michael Redd, Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul.
I think Dwayne Wade does.
Kobe.
I think Dwayne Wade does.
What?
Same shot.
He didn't develop the turnaround fade till later. At that point, it was just get downhill and shoot layups. Right? So, I mean, it's the truth. You weren't going to guard him. He's fast. Right? So, if you do that with this team, all of what they specialize in, for the most part, until we get to the point guards, is all individualized. I can still be a star at my position without having to sacrifice what it is that I do. I don't know if we can do that on the Dream Team. Right? Charles Barkley is the high scorer on that team. How's that gonna work?
This dude's silly, man.
Hey, what's up, Clay? It's my office. Don't do me like that. Don't work between Matthew Beard.
See why you in the closet. That's great.
So
that's one of my favorite teammates right there.
So additionally, now let's transition, like you said, with like I said, same sort of question, but the team is somewhat different. Some of the same players, but different. So what we do is we put Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and who was the other person? Oh man, I ain't got my pick. Well, one thing would be Steph Curry, Giannis Antetokounmpo, LeBron James, KD. Wait, hold up. Just that quick, I sit up and have it. Oh, it's right here in front of me. Okay, I stand corrected. So one team: Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan, and Larry Bird. That's team 2. Team 1: KD, Giannis, Steph, Embiid, and LeBron. Who's winning?
Give me that first team again.
Kobe, your Airness, Shaquille O'Neal, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird.
Okay.
Versus the Greek, KD, Steph, Embiid, and LeBron.
Efficiency wins that game.
I got the first team. That's too much height on that second team. That's a very slow offense.
That's fine.
Like
There's
you
a
got
lot of
Curry
cleanups
out
at the
there
rim.
running around picks, but Curry can't move, but so fast because he got to wait on the other three of the biggest to get down the court.
Giannis beats point guards down the court.
He does that part.
Yeah, but it's gonna be balanced. They're not gonna all five run down at the same time. You got Embiid and was that Embiid and who's the other big?
Greek and KD. Embiid, Greek, KD, LeBron.
Efficiency and speed would win that game. Plus, almost every one of those players is a multi-tool. Right? If we got Kobe and Mike, they're going to do the same thing. Number one, that ain't going to really work out, and neither of them is extraordinarily efficient. Correction. At the three-point line, Kobe is extraordinarily inefficient. Mike is inefficient. When we get to the mid-range game, Mike is more efficient. Kobe is moderately efficient. But that's going to be real hard to do with the size of Team 2.
So who's posting up? Who's posting up on Team 2? I'm guessing Embiid, right?
Yep.
And then what is Giannis doing? Why he's doing that?
Doing the same thing he does right now, finding his way for the dunker spot and tearing the whole damn basket down if he misses. Because who's going to stop him from doing it? Nobody's going to be able to box him out because he's got great foot speed laterally. So he's just going to sidestep, take one step from a long way off and be in the air with them super long arms. Like there's something to be said about athleticism and effort in combination. Even if he doesn't do anything by himself, with athleticism and effort, he'll make that up and some. He's Rodman with skill.
That's saying something.
Okay. I like it.
Cal got Team 1. I got Team 2. We a little different.
So one more before so we can slide into a couple of these NFL topics, right? Give me 4 heads, Mount Rushmore. 4 spots, all you got. Who you pick? Who's your Mount Rushmore?
Al, you taking this?
All positions?
All positions, all time. NBA all time. Everyone could get it. All eras, all time, all positions.
Okay. I'll go with Jordan. 1. We'll go with LeBron. We'll go with I guess I'll go Magic.
Yeah, one more.
And I guess Kareem, I guess.
Kareem. I think that's the first, right, Bishop? I don't think anyone said Kareem as of yet.
No, one person I think did.
Okay.
I think we have one that said correct.
Okay, Coach Bradford.
I'm going Wilt, Mike,
Okay.
LeBron, and Timmy.
Timmy Duncan?
Oh, for sure. Yep.
Ooh, now that's the first.
Right. Listen, there is absolutely nothing sexy about the way that he plays basketball. Even when he's dominated, it doesn't feel like that. There's nothing exciting about it. He's not correction. He doesn't do anything cool at all. But when we look at what he did to the people he played against on a regular basis, I can't not put him there because he absolutely dominated everybody in his era so well that we didn't appreciate it. It was just business as usual. You finna get this work, and I'm gonna win. Did you want him to pass? He passed really well. Did you want him to take mid-ranges? He did that really well. You want him over the left shoulder? He did that well. You want him to play great cleanup defense? He did that well. Who's the last person you saw cook him that you can think about? He doesn't get cooked. He delivers on his end. He's never a problem. Mr. Consistency, come hell or high water, whatever your defensive strategy. Tim Duncan gets it done. Now, it's not popular by any stretch of the imagination, but he's one of those players that I was talking about previously that just because what you did look better don't mean you better than me.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Tim Duncan is one of those. He just played excellent basketball forever, and it wasn't nothing you could do about it, although people didn't care to recognize it. So I'm taking Timmy because I don't think there's a better power forward. There are more exciting and potentially more naturally gifted, but I don't think there are any better power forwards than Tim Duncan.
That's fair. That's fair. That's real fair. And like he said, he missed the fundamentals. Like, without question. He's the solid.
I'm a little strange, fellas. Y'all got to work with me.
It's cool.
You good, bro. I like it. That's like I said, that was the first time anybody put Tim up there on Mount Rushmore.
It happens every time. When you say his name, people go, "Oh yeah, him too."
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not an argument that he doesn't belong. The only argument is whether you're putting him, like, when you put him on the list.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, nobody ever says, "Hell no, he don't belong in that conversation."
Right.
You put him in there because you can't.
Right. That's true. You're absolutely right. When people mention Tim Duncan's name, a lot of people are like, "Oh, I forgot about him. Oh, I forgot about him." Yeah.
He doesn't have the aha moments. He don't have the highlight moments that you used to see.
Right.
Like, how many times do you have to say off the backboard, reverse pivot, off the backboard? It doesn't do anything for you. Hell, even Akeem had real cool dream shake moments that we see clips of, but you don't see cool Tim Duncan clips.
Right. He ain't got the highlight reels like that. Yeah. No. But he was effective. He was very effective.
Facts.
So, shifting to a little bit of the NFL topic. Actually, first, what we want to do before we shift there, Coach, what do you see as expectancy for your NBA? Are y'all going to where will y'all be playing for the NBA conference finals, in the West or in the East?
So we actually dropped out. We were scheduled to play in the Eastern Conference Finals, but I have several guys PCSing like within as early as next week, and then throughout the rest of this month. Okay. So we respectfully dropped out. We thought about going with 5, and I've done that before, but I don't feel like doing that again. I'm in the middle of moving. That's gonna be too much.
Understood. Of course, that's understandable. Coach Bradford, have you? Who will you be picking up a team and enter into the NBA in the coming?
No, man, I haven't had an opportunity to find a home here yet. I've been in college, so I graduated last week.
Congratulations.
So now that the business is taken care of, I can have some fun.
That's what's up. Congratulations. I feel that. That's what's up.
So of course,
so you looking for a team out there?
Yeah. Hopefully, I'll be able to find assistant coaching gig here. Right, their coach is good and settled in, and then hone my craft a little bit, and maybe I'll have to do what I did in Virginia, which is coach a little AAU and see how that works out. But I'm looking forward to it either way.
Okay, definitely. So going into the NFL, one of the latest things, a challenge has been issued. Tyreek Hill challenges DK Metcalf to a fisticuffs of the feet for the race, even with a charitable $50,000 on the line. Bishop, BJ, Cal, who's winning that race?
How long is the race?
You know what? That's a good question. They ain't say what it was. I'm assuming maybe a 40.
It's probably gonna be a 40.
Tyreek Hill in the 40.
Oh, you think Tyreek? You think DK could get him if it was longer than 40?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he'll open up a little longer down the field with the length. But those little choppy steps.
That short sprint, sprint. Yeah, he's gonna kill him in that short sprint. So real quick, y'all. First off, let me say this. I want to thank both coaches for being on here. Coach BJ, unfortunately, he has to leave. He is in uniform, so therefore he has a job. He has things to do, but we want to give him an opportunity to close out and to give any shots out before he leaves and let him go on about his day. We definitely appreciate you, Coach BJ. Thank you again so much for being on the show. Go ahead and say your piece.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, fellas. It was real fun. Thanks, Cal, for I'm assuming, suggesting me for this since they were strangers before.
Yeah.
I'll say that, like, for those of you who have not played military basketball or have not coached military basketball, it's necessary. It's a lot of soldiers that have a hard time transitioning into military life, and giving them something to work towards that's familiar to them helps make that transition and helps keep you in a pattern to become the person and the soldier you're supposed to be. I know that the funding ain't always there, and I know that it's uncomfortable being on some teams, but the benefit in the long term, some of the resources in the community that you become a part of are well worth the get. Give it a shot, right? Because it ain't nothing like competing against other people that like competing. You don't join this team because you're normal, so continue to hang out with other aliens.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. We definitely.
All right, fellas, thanks again for the opportunity. If you ever need me, hit me up.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
All right.
you again, man. Have a good
All right,
one.
Coach.
Enjoy your day, bro.
All right.
So going back into what we was just talking about, something came up. Something funny came up, right? So y'all tell me if y'all think this is real talk or trolling. Tom Brady, as we know it, was the author or was the person in which they allegedly created the tuck rule for. As you know, the game in which he played against the Oakland Raiders at the time, in which he was said that he had the ball tucked, although it was presumably a fumble. So of late, Tom Brady has been on, and which he just posted yesterday. Remember that the tuck rule against the Oakland Raiders?
Right.
It might have been the fumble. Gentlemen, I ask y'all, is this trolling or is this real talk? Is Tom giving us a peek under the roof in which they presented the opportunity for him to get preferential treatment as the GOAT? Coach, you think it was a tuck or you think it was a fumble?
Well, I definitely think it was a fumble. I also I also think he's trolling a little bit.
Okay.
He's trying to I guess in a way letting any kind of way he can make the league look bad by showing how they
Took care
I
of him.
guess inefficiently handle situations.
Mm.
He I think him and Goodell, they have this little beef going on that I don't feel
Okay.
like we'll ever get a straight answer out of Brady until he's long gone.
But basically, there's no everything that all those things in which presumably were deflate gate, all and all that type of stuff. When it comes down to it, at the end of it, a tell-all book from Tom Brady that lets us know, yes, we cheated.
Yeah, I don't think he'll say we cheated, but like I said, I think we may get a lot more detail as to what happened.
Mm.
Guys can't, they can't keep that stuff to themselves. It'll eventually come out. Because he's not gonna go to his grave with it. Once he gets bored and retired, he'll start talking more, and we'll hear more. I think that's probably what this is too. He's getting older. He knows his time is coming up. He's gonna start spilling the beans on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I'm here for it. I'm ready to hear it and talk about it. As I told Bishop before, I was like, I don't necessarily, me personally, I don't agree with him coming back. I think it's going to be a bad situation for him coming back. He just should have stayed gone. He just should stay gone and go out the way he did, even though he would probably prefer to go out a little better, not to go out with the loss and then abruptly say that I'm retiring. I just think he's not going to be as in the words of what like Coach BJ would say, efficient. I don't think he's going to be that efficient like he said. Your mind does one thing, the body does other things. I just think that's going to be it. But we shall see. So over the course of the week, of course, after post draft, everyone knows that Jamal Willis was drafted by the current quarterback Ryan Tannehill's in speaking and engaging, and basically one thing in which he talked about is that he's not looking forward to mentoring Mr. Willis because they're competing for the same job. So in that, a comment from C.J. Gardner-Johnson, of course, cornerback from the New Orleans Saints, is what he commented on a tweet stating that he hopes Lil Bruh takes your job. So now we have a situation in which you're starting to see lines drawn in the sand. I know yesterday Bishop talked about it. Uh, that he should have kept his mouth shut. If you was thinking that, you should have kept your mouth shut. Now the whole NBA, the whole NFL knows it, and now they're speaking on it. Coach, do you agree with the comment, or the fact that he let the comment know that he spoke about it in reference to keeping it to himself?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, he was being honest. Like, so for what it's worth, I don't feel like he should have to help him out. This guy still wants to play. So, I mean, we're competing, and I get it. As a teammate, you want to help everybody out, but I don't owe anybody anything when I'm still out there trying to. This guy's trying to take my spot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give you the tools, but I'm not breaking my back to help you out. But of course, as a professional NFL player, it's not the right thing, PC, to come out and say you're not going to help out the young guy coming in. So I get it. I think guys are getting a little emotional about it and picking sides.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I just don't feel like he owes it to that guy when they're basically grooming this guy to take his spot. Like, you messing with my money now. So
that part.
It's me first. I got to put on my mask first on the plane. I'll get you later.
That's a good point. Here's what they say: hey, take care of yourself. You'll say.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. I like it.
So I know I don't know if Leo's out there or any other New Orleans Saints fans, but Bishop, Coach, what do y'all think about Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badgers jersey sales breaking down and shutting down, causing the NFL site to crash? So many people trying to get the jersey. Do you think is that a trend, or you think it's basically a thing saying like, okay, much respect?
Say it again.
Do y'all think that was a trend, the jersey sales, or is this like a respect thing, like respecting him and going back home, or coming back, him getting back out there, out on the field now that he's a New Orleans Saint? We haven't heard about a trend,
I say
jersey.
respect.
Yeah, we haven't heard about a jersey sale breaking busting the internet in a while.
Yeah, I say it's respect. He's from there, homegrown or whatever. He's an NFL. I mean, he's a Super Bowl champion. I think it's a respect thing. Yeah, that's pretty much it too. I mean, he's coming back home.
When he said Super Bowl champion, that sent like a shiver through my spine because I forgot he won the Super Bowl, and then what brought it to light is who he won it against. But anyway, Deebo Samuel's, Bishop, has refollowed the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh,
Do you think that's a good look?
Yeah, I mean, whether it's a good look or not, that just basically telling you that he ain't going nowhere now.
Shout out to John Lynch. He held his ground. He said he wasn't going anywhere. Shout out to John Lynch, general manager for 49ers.
He's not going anywhere because they couldn't find a deal. That's the only reason why he ain't going. John Lynch and them was asking too much for to get rid of him. That's why. It wasn't that. It wasn't nothing other than that.
They always kill me with this quote unquote, this leaked information. Like I said, they always kill me with this leaked information. He tried to stick his toe in the water and tried to see what was going to happen. Nothing came out of it, so now he's back following the 49ers. I get it.
Yeah, totally. That's exactly what it was.
So Bishop, so it sounds like, Bishop, what you're saying is that John Lynch just knew that he had a contract and that Debo wasn't going to go anywhere, and it had
No,
nothing to do with the fact that he
no,
was like he just knew. That's what you're saying?
no. It ain't about it. You can throw it. You can throw that contract all you want to. That is not the case. If it was all said and done, if the money was right, the picks was
If they
right, he'd have been gone.
if Detroit had
He'd have
came
been
with
gone.
more, he would have been in Detroit right now.
Huh?
Because remember
Probably.
Detroit offered the first round,
Yeah, if Detroit would have gave away maybe
a
2 first
second,
round picks, a second
basically
round
the second round,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
They offered the number 2 overall pick and the number 3 pick for Debo in the San Francisco second round pick, and they thought it wasn't enough. John Lynch thought it wasn't enough. Man, who could we have got with that second round pick? I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's a good
But
question.
Debo is the
Well,
identity of that offense.
and
That part,
There
that's
wasn't
why
many
I
running
asked again.
backs in this draft.
right?
We could have got Sauce. We could have got Stingley. We could have built the defense. Like there was no running backs, true enough, but there was plenty of receivers in which they probably could have got a pretty good receiver, maybe in the third round. They could have set up and bolstered, got a better defense, another cornerback in the second round, and with that first pick, I don't know. But
Yeah,
of course,
they would have been running some really good routes. I don't know if the ball would have got there, but they had some good receivers in place.
Yeah.
And now we look at the fact of it's good that we have Jimmy Garoppolo because they're not too sold on Mr. Lance right now, Bishop.
Trey Lance,
Debo thanks Garoppolo.
You think someone's like, y'all tried to trade my quarterback? That's my quarterback.
That's my quarterback pulling
because Garoppolo is so bad, that's why Debo is so good. It's nothing but short passes and handoffs.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully now I gotta change. Now I gotta sit up and change it up. Well, hopefully the surgery helps Garoppolo because he's not good at downfield passing. Of course, overthrowing players on deep passes. So it's looking like we're going to have to utilize him at some point because they saying that Trey Lance is underwhelming at this point.
I'm talking about Lance. I don't care if he don't want to play. He was trash everything. He did all that. He took the money and then got the commercial. We don't see him outside. All that. He took the money to commercial. Why don't we don't see him? Oh wow.
So it's coming from Antonio Brown. You think that's
It's not warranted.
Like
how can Antonio Brown talk trash about anybody and all the stuff that you got going on with yourself? Stop it. You can't talk about Colin Kaepernick, Antonio. Right now, do you even have a team?
Nah, he tried. Remember, he tried.
Okay,
he wanted to go to Baltimore.
But the Ravens, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you don't even have a team. So what are you saying?
So it
being in the hood really something to speak about?
Yeah, we'll see him in the hood. I'm very sure he's synonymous with something, but yeah, it's not to sit up and say he doesn't have a voice, but I mean at this point, Antonio has some rapport building to do to get back to be like, yeah. So we don't know at this point, but I ask you guys this question as we get ready to start back the NFL season: who do you see as the surprise team or sleeper team coming out of in the NFL this year? Who do you think was going to be? Oh snap! I would have never thought.
I don't think there is one.
You already know who mine is. Who I think.
Well,
the Washington Commanders is my sleeper team.
I'm not gonna lie. Philadelphia scares me with this.
Thank you.
Receiver.
Thank you, Coach.
Because Hurts is already he's already a problem on his feet, and now you buying he's buying receivers time to get open, and you're gonna give him a Pro Bowl-esque receiver that he has now.
Thank you, Coach
It's
Cal.
gonna be
I like
tough
it.
in the NFC East because our corners already have a problem. So,
I like it, Coach Cal. I like it.
but that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, it is. You already spoken to it in existence. Don't even do it. Don't tell you can't retract that now. It is what it is. You can't retract that now. I like it.
What about the
Wow.
Chargers though? The Chargers too. I mean, although we've been saying it for a couple of years, but the Chargers.
I think Chargers has surprise now. That's why I say I believe it's even to be Washington or it's going to be Detroit.
Hell no. Detroit. What the hell?
I can't wait till y'all schedule come out. I can't wait.
I
I
can't
can't
either.
wait.
I
I
can't
can't
either.
wait to.
I can't either.
I already
I
think y'all
can't.
going to 89, but when the schedule come out, we'll be able to
Glad
solidify that.
bet on that 89. Make sure you bet on that 89.
Come on,
I
y'all.
can't.
That's not y'all only went 97. I mean, not 80,
It's not
98.
89 though. It's not
Y'all only
9.
went
It's not
98.
89. It
Oh,
ain't
what about
89.
Miami Dolphins? Like
So I don't think they're
they
a
killed
surprise
something there
anymore.
too.
But yeah, I don't think they're a surprise anymore because now they got a different coach, but I think they haven't rescinded back into a surprise yet. I kind of like yesterday we did a ranking for the AFC East and AFC West, and a correction, the AFC East and NFC East, and to
Right.
me, the Dolphins were already the number two. Was my number two. I thought it was going to be Buffalo, Miami, New England, and then the Jets. So I didn't expect them to be down in the dumps at all to begin with. I don't see them as being a surprise. Bishop, however, thought differently.
I don't think Miami's gonna do anything. Tua has not showed anything to be worried about Miami. He has not shown nothing to be worried about Miami.
Well,
In my opinion.
I guess I'll ask a question. What teams do you think will take a dive uh in terms of success? Like will start to go downhill next year?
Tampa Bay.
He said that because of the GOAT. The only team I think a team that's gonna take a dive. I think you know who I really feel like is gonna take a dive, and it's not gonna be what we've seen from them in the past. It's gonna be Kansas City.
Mm.
The loss of Cheetah, I think, is gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Anthony says the Saints is going to be the surprise. He says New England is going to do the nosedive.
Saints ain't a surprise. How the Saints a surprise?
Is
I don't
Winston
see the
coming
Saints.
back?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's their
yeah,
starter.
he back. Yeah, he back. The problem is Winston gonna be is he gonna start over Boyd
Yeah.
Taysom? That's the question.
I think they're gonna do the same thing.
But they
They're
got a
gonna
new
both
coach.
play at the same time.
Well, they got a new coach. You know, Sean Payton ain't there no more, so he might not have that same philosophy of allowing both of them to do what they did.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so we'll have to see.
So going back into the division standings, let's go in and rank another two divisions. Let's go with the South, NFC, AFC South. So of course in the AFC South, uh, represented by the Titans, the Colts, the Texans, and the Jaguars in that order from last year. With the Colts being 12-5, the Titans being 12-5, the Colts being 9-8, Texans being 4-13, and the Jaguars 3-14. Do either of y'all see a change in that order in ranking the AFC South?
I say the Jags move up to 3 and Texans fall down to 4th.
You agree with that, Bishop?
Yeah, I agree with that. That sounds all
I don't know. The top, Matty Ice in Indianapolis now.
Yeah, it's a little late in his career. I don't. Well, Titans did just lose their wide receiver, so
and AJ. Yeah, but they got Tannehill,
Hmm.
and they
You know
just
what,
brought and
Coach?
they just signed
And
Malik
they got
Willis, and then they also got Derrick Henry still,
Robert Woods.
who's
They did bring Robert Woods in too.
who is by far is going to probably, if he can stay healthy, break some type of record next season.
You know
You
what?
know,
I think I give in this one. I can see the Colts. I'll give the Colts the edge. Even though Henry is going to be hard to overcome, but for other reasons, I think the Colts can move up into the. I'll give them the 1 rank, the 2 rank to Tennessee. I'm just not sold on Jackson. Well, you know what? I stand corrected. So yeah, I'll go with Colts 1, Tennessee 2, Jaguars 3, and the Texans 4 for this season. I don't think it's going to remain like that too long. And then of course the AFC, the NFC South, as last year, Buccaneers 1, Saints 2, Falcons 3, Panthers 4. Uh, are y'all in agreement with this,
in
or
that
do we?
order,
You
in that
say with
order,
that order? Really?
in that order. Yeah,
Yeah,
in that order.
I stay with that order.
Who's going to surpass any of that order?
Saints. I hate to say it, but I think the Saints is going to become 1.
That is not going
Uh,
to happen.
Tampa 2.
You have no reason to put Tampa at 2. You have
I
you
just
have
think
no legit
you
you
know
have
what my
no
reason
legitimate
is.
reason. And like I said, you have no legitimate reason to put Tampa at 2. You have none. When this man just proved that he took them all the way back to the playoffs once again, you have no legit, and he lost nobody but Antonio Brown, which wasn't a huge loss. You have no legitimate reason to put Tampa below the Saints when they don't even know who their
Saint,
quarterback is going to be yet.
Saints
Is the
number 1.
receiver, is Michael Thomas coming back?
Don't know. That's the
Yeah.
thing. And
Yeah.
Michael Thomas will be back. They got Chris Olave from Ohio State, and they're going to have Michael Thomas as well.
but they still don't know who their quarterback is.
And their quarterback is going to be Jameis Winston.
Not enough.
I Saints 1, Buccaneers 2. Panthers 3 and Falcons.
Both the bottom two.
Yeah, the bottom 2 is like at
Can
this
go.
point. It's
Yeah, the
like,
bottom two can go either way.
and then, Coach, since you wasn't here yesterday, you just stated who you were. But what do you think about the NFC East? Who do you think? What
What do
would
you
be
mean Anthony
your
Bryce without Gronk? Gronk ain't going nowhere.
Um,
So of course,
I,
yesterday Bishops was
well, I'll start from the bottom.
okay. Okay.
I I got the Giants at, well, no, I got Washington at the bottom. I got the Giants number 3. Um, hey,
Go ahead and say it. You got it right. Go ahead and say it.
I think I still got the Cowboys pulling it out.
No, you don't. You just said you were scared of the Eagles. Don't do that, Coach Cal.
I
You
got
just said that.
I got
No,
the
you don't.
Cowboys pulling out only because I think Hurts still need another year before he can get over that hump.
I can't wait until he proves everybody wrong. The naysayers. Come on, Hurts. Come on, Hurts.
You know what, Coach? I know Bishop for a
We gonna
long
put it
time.
on him. He gonna have to run on us. We ain't gonna let him throw all over us.
He ain't gonna need to though. He ain't gonna need to. Now we got Brown, we got AJ on one side, and we got Devontae Smith on the other. Bro, it's gonna be a long season.
Coach, I want you to take
And
a
we're gonna
good
see
look
what
at
this
Miles
cornerback.
Sanders coming out the
We're gonna see what this
backfield.
cornerback do that we drafted.
Coach. Take a good look at Bishop's face. I know Bishop for a long time, and so in knowing him for a long time, I realized what's going to happen
Anthony
is
Price said, "Coach, y'all just became enemy." Because he's a Commanders fan. That's why he said that. Because he's a Commander. He plays Commanders for.
I've known Bishop for a long time. This is exactly what's going to happen, Coach. I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen when Philadelphia starts. He just heard. He said, "Man, We're gonna do this. We got AJ Brown. We got AJ Brown on one side. We got Devontae on the other. We got Miles Sanders coming out the backfield. Coach, when none of that is happening, it's gonna be like, come on, man, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Trash.
I'm
It's
not
a
worried. I'm
dumpster
not worried about
fire.
it.
That's all
I'm
that.
not worried about it.
Just wait for it, Coach.
I'm not worried about it. Watch what I tell you.
I like to say
Y'all
within
gonna
the
be singing
first.
a whole different tune
I like to
once
say within the first
yeah.
4 games, Coach. But I think he's going to be a rare form come the second game, and they've been set up and lost. They're 0-2, and Jalen Hurts has thrown through like 3 interceptions and 1 touchdown.
Oh, stop
Just
it.
wait, just wait,
He's out. He don't even believe that. He don't.
just wait.
But he don't even believe that.
Hey, I'm just working off of intangibles at this point. On paper, the Eagles got the better squad. I won't lie.
Thank
On
you.
paper,
We appreciate
but
you. Thank you for your honesty.
I feel like I just feel like they're still young, and I don't feel like they're ready right now to take over that NFC East.
Okay. I mean, that's fair coming from a Cowboys fan. I expect that. I expect that wholeheartedly. I expect that without question. But I'm telling y'all, the NFC East is about to be shocked. We about to shock the world, everyone. Hey, but real quick, man, hey, so that's been our time. We want to thank everybody that tuned in to First Formation. We really appreciate y'all, man. I want to take the time also to say thanks to Coach Calvin and Coach BJ for being on the show. Coach Calvin, what you want to say? When you going to give out some shout outs? The floor is yours.
Yeah, I want to shout out all my guys in San Antonio that I've coached over these years. Uh, it's been a wonderful experience coaching military basketball out there. Wouldn't have been able to do any of that without getting handed the opportunity to coach for the first time by Coach KP at Lackland Air Force Base. Uh, my sports director Earl Young, Mike Myers for putting on the NBA and watching that thing grow continuously.
So,
Um, Michael Richardson for giving us the nationals. Yeah, it's been great. It's been great coaching, and I wouldn't say I'm done, but I am taking a break for sure. I want to sit
okay.
back and watch these teams. There's a lot of good basketball players in military basketball right now. So
Okay.
I want to be a spectator for at least the short time.
So you're gonna take a little leave leave of absence for a season or what?
Yeah, I say a
Okay.
season. My wife probably won't believe me, but I say a season.
Okay. Well, again, like I said, we definitely appreciate you and Coach BJ being on here. We definitely enjoyed having y'all on the show. Great information, great knowledge, um, awareness of the game, and all of that stuff. Gave us some good vibes about the sport of basketball in the armed forces, which is well needed. A lot of people don't know that how big sports are in uniform, and y'all have provided that for them today all week. That's been provided from all different coaches throughout the entire week. So we appreciate each and every one of y'all throughout the entire week. So thank y'all so much once again. Trey, any final words?
Just as always, we greatly appreciate Coach Kyle, Coach Bradford, all I can like Bishop was saying, all the coaches that came on this week, all the guests that came on this week. We're always here 9 to 1100 hours Central Standard Time. First Formation, y'all already know. Be sure that if you have anything, check out the E2G. There's other personalities, other shows that are on the E2G network. Please feel free to go subscribe to the First Formation YouTube channel, like, subscribe, share. As of course, we always look to bring y'all some interesting perspectives in when it comes to sports as well as some things in the military. So we got more coming up. I think we got a little off-key topic coming up for next week. I just got to make sure to get with the right people so that way. As y'all know, today WNBA starts tonight. You already know we got game 3 of the finals. I mean, correction of the playoffs. So we'll have plenty to talk about. Will come next week. Look forward to seeing y'all there. Enjoy the rest of y'all day.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man. 505
To the
Military
show.
Fraternity Incorporated. Y'all have a great Friday. Enjoy y'all weekend. We'll holler back at y'all. Peace.
Dismiss.